Hello, it is Road Dog Speaks, back with another video for a quite wet and soggy Saturday actually. So this video I wanted to sort of talk about the Labour Party, really off the back of the three by-election results which we heard about yesterday. So basically, if you've been hidden under a rock for the past couple of days, there were three big by-elections that took place the last couple of days. Somerton and Frome, Selby and Ainsty, and Uxbridge and South Ruislip, two of which the Tories lost, and Uxbridge was held by a small margin by the Conservatives, by a really tiny majority of just under 500 votes. Somerton was gained by the Lib Dems by a majority of about 11,000, which is massive. And then the Selby and Ainsty seat was a Labour gain by about a majority of about 4,000, which is another big win for Labour. With the youngest Labour, or the youngest MP now in Parliament, Keir Starmer, who was 25. So hey ho, that's a good result. But yeah, I wanted to discuss like how frustrated I am currently with mainly Keir Starmer and the Labour Party in general. Just the lack of policy that we're getting from them, like just they're being so uninspiring, so dry, so boring. Also the two-child benefit cap that they're quite serious on also keeping, and I'm watching it and the more I hear from Keir Starmer and Angela Rayner and Rachel Reeves and all of these cabinet figures, shadow cabinet figures in the Labour Party, I just think why am I what's the point of voting for them? We're about, let's say, about a year away from a general election happening. My guess is that we're going to have one, I'd say October 2024. Because the latest that the Tories can call a general election is January of 2025, but I think it'll be sooner than that. But anyway, that's a different video for another time. Yeah, why should I vote? Why should I vote for the Labour Party? What are they offering me? I can't think of, they're meant to be using these sort of 5 pledges. But off the top of my head, I can't tell you what they are because I don't know. And I know what they are definitely not doing. There are several pieces of policy that have been U-turned on that I know about, and I can tell you what they're about. But I couldn't tell you what they're really for. Because they've been chatting so much about fiscal responsibility and we know that the economy is in a really bad way from what the Tories have left us in a really bad state because of the Liz Truss budget, blah blah blah, there's no money left and we're gonna have to be really sensible with our spending and we probably won't be able to do all the things that you want to do. If you're a year away from an election, you want to be sort of starting to lay out the things that you want to do, and you want to let people know, you want to let voters know, here are the policies, here's what we're gonna, start to lay the groundwork for, so that here's reasons to vote for us. And at the moment, I'm getting nothing. It's so uninspiring. And there's a good list of U-turns that date back all the way from 2020 when Keir Starmer was first elected leader as the Labour Party, and the most recent being the refusal to end the two-child benefit limit. Taking that away would instantly raise thousands and thousands of children out of poverty, overnight it would. And it probably wouldn't even cost that much either if they funded it properly, if they taxed richer people, if they taxed corporations, and they'd probably be able to do that, but they've chosen not to. So that's one. Another one is tuition fees, not scrapping those. So that was part of its manifesto in both the 2017 and 2019 manifestos, but he ditched it whilst Starmer was running to be leader. They did away with abolishing tuition fees. Increasing income tax for top 5% of earners, that's another one. That was another pledge, but it's sort of been moved away from now. Nationalisation, that's a biggie. So I think the only one that they're sticking with currently that has not yet been reversed is nationalisation of rail, but all the other ones that they said they were going to nationalise now aren't. So for instance, like water, energy companies, things like that, they're not going to move forward with renationalising those, even though, like, you know, especially with the whole news around water companies pumping crap and muck into our waterways, you'd think that would be quite a high priority to make sure that you know, these companies were brought under the control of the public sector so that there'll be more regulation. But no, it's such an easy thing, but they won't do that, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Like, you're not giving me any reason to vote for you, and you probably don't want me to vote for you either. So, and to be honest, I only can really vote for the Lib Dems because I have to vote tactically where I live. So, freedom of movement was another one that they said that they wanted to keep as part of like an EU Brexit deal, but you know, Keir Starmer again has been like trying to pander so much to the pro-Brexit Leaver like voter crew to try and get them to vote for the Labour Party, whilst also pushing the people that already are voting for him away. Just like, it's really obvious that Brexit is failing. Like, there's so much red tape, it's costing us billions and billions of pounds. And local businesses that want to, you know, export, it's causing them so many problems, and yet Starmer just doesn't want to, you know, talk about anything Brexit related in case it scares red wall voters off. Oh, another biggie is the 28 billion Green Prosperity Plan, or the Green New Deal, or the Green New Industrial Deal, that they're sort of watering down now. So that was another part of his like sort of leadership bid, that he was gonna you know, build up green energy in the country and sort of have a nationalised Great British like energy as part of, you know, the public sector. But no, that's not really happening anymore because, you know, there's no money. I'm so frustrated. Like, I understand that the state of the economy and inflation and interest rates are all meaning that we can't do everything that we want, and we probably have to wait for a little bit. That's what they're saying. But like, in order to get people excited to vote for you, because I feel like people in this country are just desperate for any sort of positive change. They want like reform, they want radical policies that they feel like will help them, and all I'm seeing at the moment is just U-turn after U-turn after U-turn. It's like, give me a reason to vote for you. I want to vote for you, but you're not giving me anything. I just feel like Keir Starmer is just being a coward, and he's not it's almost as if he's scared of painting himself as a target for the right-wing media and the Tory party to attack him if he even like whispers any policy at all. And that's just not good enough. That's not being bold, that isn't being brave, that's not standing up for your principles, that's not you know, supporting your voter base, that's not supporting workers. And it just looks to me like he's just scared, and he's trying to appeal to a to a base that is just shrinking by the day, because he's desperate to try and get those like right-wing red wall sort of floating voter on his side, when he's alienating like way more thousands of people that want to vote for the Labour Party. But by saying all of this stuff, that all the stuff that he's not going to do, that he's going to row back on, that he's not, you know, he's not standing up for strikers, he's not going to picket lines, he's sort of penalising Labour Party members and ministers that do go to picket lines. It seems so dictatorial and authoritarian the way he is managing the party, and it's just like, do I actually want to vote for that? Like, I thought the Labour Party was different, but it seems like more and more these days there's really not that much in it, which is a real crying shame given, like I said, the state of this country. I just really feel at the moment like, what is the point of voting Labour if you're not giving me a reason to vote for you? I can't think of a really good, strong reason to vote for you, because you're not prepared to pull people out of poverty. You're not prepared to deal with the cost of living crisis and reform public services and fund public services in the right way, or, you know, pump more money into the NHS because it's well on its way to being privatised. And I think so many people just need hope. They need hope that things are going to get better. But I just don't think that Keir Starmer's Labour Party is cut out to do that. And instead of hope, it's not like things are going to get better. Like, think what you want of Tony Blair. I know that he has done terrible things, but his Labour Party did quite a lot of good stuff. One example is Sure Start centres. He did a really great work with education and the NHS. People want something to vote for. The only reason I think why Labour are really high up in the polls and are winning by-elections at the moment, if you discount the Lib Dems, who were just a protest vote, is because everybody just really hates the Tories. And I think Starmer knows that, and I think he's been quite complacent because the Tories are just so terrible and people are just sick to the back teeth of them. Anyway, those are my thoughts for the day on the current Labour Party and what it's not doing for anybody, apart from xenophobic racists who he still thinks are somehow going to vote for him, even though they're probably not. You know, at the end of the day, Keir, you know, Tories are going to Tory, and, you know, you can't force people to vote for you. If they're going to vote Tory, they're going to vote Tory, and you can't force people to vote for you like that. And if you try and do that, you'll be pushing away people who do actually want to vote for you, and you're just at the moment telling them to F off. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd really like to know your thoughts. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Road Dog Speaks. I'm like 5 subscribers away from 200 subs at the moment. So don't forget to subscribe and like as well, give it a thumbs up, and I shall see you in another video. Bye.